Throughout history, power has often come hand in hand with controversy. Today, we'll delve into the lives of the top 10 most controversial rulers and dictators whose reigns have etched their names in history through acts of tyranny, oppression, and eccentricity. Join us as we explore the intrigue and absolute power that characterize their rule, shedding light on the legacies that provoke thought and analysis to this day. At number 10 is Idi Amin, Uganda's self-proclaimed president for life. He was not only known for his brutal regime, but also for his bizarre behavior, including declaring himself the King of Scotland. During his ruthless dictatorship, Amin's acts of severe human rights abuses and political repression led to the estimated deaths of 300,000 people, nearly 8% of the country's population. His unpredictable nature and the disappearance of numerous opposition members highlight the terror of his rule. Next at number 9 is Pol Pot, the leader of the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia, whose radical agrarian socialism led to the death of about 25% of Cambodia's population. His policies emptied cities and turned them into forced labor camps. Under his rule, education and religion were aggressively dismantled by closing schools, purging educators, banning religious practices, and executing clergy in an effort to eliminate these perceived threats to the regime's control. Pol Pot died under house arrest, escaping trial for his catastrophic human rights abuses. In 8th place is Leopold II of Belgium, infamous for his greed-fueled exploitation of the Congo Free State, where his regime's forced labor and atrocities led to the deaths of up to 10 million people. Operating from afar, he never even visited the Congo, but profited immensely from the extraction of rubber and other resources from the African nation. Leopold's violent coercion employed extreme measures like mutilation as punishment for failing to meet production quotas. This exploitation led to immense suffering and a significant decline in the population of the region due to murder, disease, and exhaustion. Coming in at number 7 is Kim Il-sung, the founding leader of North Korea, who established a dynasty marked by a severe personality cult and repressive governance. His regime initiating the Korean War and causing the 1990s famine resulted in widespread suffering and isolation for North Korea, laying the groundwork for one of the most closed societies in the world. His policies included controlling all media within the country, ensuring that only government-approved information was disseminated to the public, and restricting foreign travel for Northern Korean citizens to prevent them from leaving the country and potentially defecting. Number 6 goes to Ivan IV of Russia, also known as Ivan the Terrible. Notorious for his tyrannical rule, establishment of a secret police, and the Oprichnina campaign against the nobility, his actions resulted in the execution or exile of over 3,000 nobles. His reign was characterized by paranoia, ruthless suppression, and significant centralization of power. The massacre of Novgorod stands as one of the darkest moments in the history of Ivan the Terrible's reign, where he performed mass executions, tortured citizens, and destroyed property to maintain control and instill fear. In 5th place is Saddam Hussein of Iraq, known for his brutal dictatorship and costly wars like the Iran-Iraq War. His regime, responsible for up to 250,000 deaths, was marked by torture, repression, and regional instability, leaving a legacy of fear and destruction. Hussein's notorious Al-Anfal campaign, targeting the Kurdish population of northern Iraq, led to the gas attack on the town of Halabja in March 1988, where it is estimated that around 5,000 people were killed and thousands more were injured with chemical weapons. Moving on to number 4, with Mao Zedong of China. He led through drastic social and economic reforms like the Great Leap Forward, which was an attempt to rapidly transform China from an agrarian economy into a socialist society through rapid industrialization and collectivization. The disruption of agricultural production, combined with poor management, unrealistic production targets, and fear of reporting actual yields, resulted in one of the worst famines in human history, leading to the deaths of an estimated 45 million people. His drive to reinforce communist ideology through revolutionary upheaval led to widespread suffering and a reshaped Chinese society. Next at number 3 is Adolf Hitler, the Führer of Nazi Germany, who is infamous for leading the world into World War II. He is notorious for orchestrating the Holocaust, the systematic genocide of 6 million Jews, along with millions of others, including Romani people, disabled individuals, Polish and Soviet civilians, political descendants, and homosexuals. This policy was executed under the guise of racial purity and Nazi ideology, which suggested the Aryan race to be superior and sought to exterminate those considered inferior or a threat to Nazi society. His policies of racial purity and territorial expansion fueled a global conflict culminating in over 70 million deaths. Coming in at number 2 is Joseph Stalin of the Soviet Union, known for his political purges and forced collectivization. During the infamous Great Purge, also known as the Great Terror, Stalin aimed at eliminating dissent and consolidating his power through a series of show trials, widespread arrests, executions, and the use of gulags, or forced labor camps. Hundreds of thousands of people were accused of being traitors, spies, or enemies of the state, with many subjected to torture and forced to give false confessions. The estimated death toll from executions and the harsh conditions of the labor camps ranges from hundreds of thousands to over 1 million people. Stalin's iron-fisted rule, marked by repression and terror, left a legacy of fear and devastation across the Soviet Union. Finally, at number 1 is Jingus Khan, the founder of the Mongol Empire, the largest contiguous empire ever established. He is considered one of history's most notorious leaders due to his unification of the Mongol tribes as well as the vast reach of his empire. His rule was marked by innovative political and administrative strategies, including the implementation of the Yasa Code of Laws and meritocracy. However, his legacy is also infamous for the brutal military campaigns that led to massive destruction and loss of life across Eurasia. Jingus Khan's conquests, characterized by ruthless tactics and extensive devastation, reshaped the geography and political landscapes, fostering greater connectivity, but also causing widespread suffering and altering the course of history. These rulers and dictators, from eccentric to tyrannical, have profoundly impacted the course of history. Their legacies, filled with controversy and debate, continue to fascinate and horrify, offering invaluable insights into the complex interplay of power, personality, and politics.